Hello everyone. This video helps you to get a better understanding about the topic Exploring Analysis Toolpack. Before going to the topic, we should know about the term Analysis Toolpack. So Analysis Toolpack is an Excel add-in which is used to perform data analysis of statistical, engineering and financial data. The topics we will be covering in this third module are histogram, descriptive statistics, moving average, exponential smoothing, correlation, and regression. So, what is histogram? A histogram is the most commonly used graph to show frequency distribution. So, if you take a normal bar chart and histogram, it looks same, but there are some important difference compared to the normal bar chart and histogram. A histogram is a chart that groups numeric data into bins. Here the intervals of the data is represented as bins, which displays the bins as segmented columns. With this bar chart, each column represents a group defined by a categorical variable, and with this histogram, each column represents a group defined by continuous quantitative variable. Now to make it clear, we will start with an example. So as you know, as we have studied the basics of Excel, first we have to open Excel sheet, and now this is the snapshot of a particular workout for histogram. So here four columns are given. In column A, number of students are mentioned, and in column C, you can see four values. So these are normally called as bin. So this bin is like a bucket, or this will be representing the intervals in which this particular values occurs. So in order to plot the histogram, we have to start with first step, that is we have to enter the bin number upper levels in range C4 to C8, that is this particular value lies in C4, that is column C, row 4, and the last value here is C8. So this should be mentioned at the first step. The next step, that is second step, is to select data analysis tool. In order to select data analysis tool, you have to select data tab, which is given at the top of Excel sheet, and from that you have to click data analysis, which is given at the top right corner. Once you select data analysis, the analysis tools will open, you can see here, and the next step is to select histogram from that list, and you have to click OK. After clicking OK at that particular data analysis tool, that is by selecting histogram, you have to mention some values. You have to give the input ranges and other data here, that is step 4. So you have to select the range, that is A2 to A19, as you have seen the data from first slide. That is, in first slide you have seen that there is number of students given at the first column, that is A. So the values lies in this position, that is A, that is column A, row 2 to A19. So that should be given here as an input, that is input range from A2 to A19. And next you have to give the bin range, that is intervals, that is at the first slide you can see the bin range that lies at the column C. Once you go back to that particular slide, you can see that that bin lies at column C from C4, that is column C, row 4 to column C, row 8. This should be given at the bin range tab, and I have to mention output range at particular cell. Now we are here giving F3 in output range, and the output type you have to mention here as chart output, and you have to click OK here. So after giving all the values, and if you click OK, you can get this histogram representation here with these bin values. These bin values you can see here. This is the interval, that is 20, 25, 30, 35 and 40, and the range, frequency range is given here, you can see. So now you can see the output, that is bin values are given here 20, 25, 30, 35 and 40, and they have mentioned the frequency, the values which lies for 20, for 25, for 30, for 35 and for 40. So clicking the legend on the right side, you can delete the content, and if you want to label the bins, it should be labeled properly. And to remove the space between the bars, right click a bar, that is particular bar. You have to right click here, this right click format data series and change the gap width to 0. And to add borders, if you want to add borders, right click the bar, click format data series, click the fill and line icon, then click border and select a color. You can have different border color for this particular histogram. Once you set everything, that is gap and the border, here this is the border color which we have given at the previous step, that is black border color. So you can see the range from 0 to 20, 21 to 25, 26 to 30, 31 to 35, 36 to 40 and 40 plus, and the frequencies are given here, and here you can see the output. So 0 to 20, 21 to 25, so all the bin values buckets are shown here, and the frequency will be mentioned here. This will be the output which you will be getting at the final step after clicking the previous stage. That is, you have to select all the options and you have to enter the range, then you have to set the gap, then you have to go with the border, and that's it. Here this is an example of histogram with three bins. So three bucket in the sense the intervals will be three, that is 19 to 32, 32 to 45, 45 to 58. So these are the frequencies based upon these bin values. In order to calculate the bin values, Excel uses Scott normal reference rule for calculating the number of bins and the bin width. Now, if you want to format the axis, you have to go with particular steps, that is right click on your sheet and take format axis option. Now you can see the format axis pan appears. Here you have to define the histogram bins. We will be using the same bin numbers as before, that is same bin numbers which is given at the previous slides, and bin width as 5 and the number of bins as 6. And here there is one thing called overflow bin, that is 40, and underflow bin, that is 20. This means this is the starting bin value and this is the last bin value, and these are the number of bins, total number of bins. So the meaning is 20, 30, 40 will be having 6 gaps and bin width is 5. So once you click the OK button, you can get the output with same pattern, but the bin values may different, but the output looks same. Here you can see the bin numbers are 6. So 0 to 20, 21 to 25, 26 to 30, 31 to 35, 36 to 40 and 40 plus. So here total 6 bin numbers are there and the ranges are given accordingly, and you can see the bin width that is mentioned as 5, that means 0 to 20, and now they start with 21 to 25, then 26 to 30, 31 to 35, 36 to 40. So this is the range or the bin width they have mentioned in the previous topic, that is previous slide, while setting up that format access. And now the conclusion here is the bin label looks different, but the histograms are same. That is less than 20 is the same for 0 to 20, and 20 comma 25 is the same as 21, 25, etc. So whatever you have received at the previous, the same thing you have uh, received here also, but the labeling may vary. The topic which we are going to discuss now is descriptive statistics. What is descriptive statistics? Descriptive statistics are used to describe the basic features of data in a study. So you may think that what is the meaning of feature for a data? If you take an example as human being is having number of features. If you take the basic features like height, weight, color, you can have number of, for example, if you have 100 different human beings, you'll have the summaries of all the human being features like height of human A, height of human B, height of human C, height of human D, etc. The same thing if you take the weight, it's another feature of human being. So you have to take the feature for all the A to Z or 1 to 100 human beings. That way you have to extract the features of human being. The same thing here, if you are summarizing the detail or features of data, that represents descriptive statistics. So here, the together with simple graphic analysis, they form the basics of virtually every quantitative analysis of data. Now we can start with an example for representing the descriptive statistics here. This is the example of scores of 14 participants for a test. So this A column represents the scores of 14 participants, that is 14 persons for a test. So in order to go with descriptive statistics, the basic step is same like your previous steps, that is you have to start with the Excel sheet and you have to open that data tab. Once you click that data tab, you will see the data analysis tab at the top right corner. Now you click data analysis tab, you can see this data analysis tools window opens, and once it is opened, you can see descriptive statistics tool inside. So just select that descriptive statistics tool and click OK. Now from the initial sheet, you have to give the range. So now you are having the Excel sheet with values only in column A. So we are having the scores for 14 participants. The 14 participants starts from A2 to A15. So you have to set the range, that is input range, from A2 to A15. Now you have to select the output range where you can see the output data, that is output or the features of that particular data, which will be starting from C1, and you have to select this, you have to check this summary statistics so that it will show you the summary of the entire statistics you can see while looking at the output, and you have to click OK. Once you click OK, you can get the output. We have given output range column number as C1. So the output starts from C1. So here the column 1 is the output, which denotes all the features of the data, that is scores of 14 participants. So the mean for that particular set of data is 81.21. Standard error, median, mode, standard deviation, sample variance, kurtosis, skewness, range, minimum, maximum, sum, count. So these are the features of a data as a basic thing. Same like a human being's features like height, weight, color, etc. Here also they have mentioned the features of data in various things, and if you have large amount of data, once you use this analysis tool for this purpose, it will be very easy to find out the entire feature of particular data set. Thank you very much.
The topic which we are going to discuss now is moving average, which is a tool used for data analysis. What is moving average? Moving average is a calculation to analyze data points by creating series of averages of different subsets of full data set. So we will be having a lengthy data set, and we will be taking different subsets, and you are going with calculation of average. So it is also called a moving mean or rolling mean, and it is a type of finite impulse response filter. For example, to make it clear, in real world, if you are taking the sales of battery, inverted battery, we have to compare with the sales which is happening during the normal days, and a disaster if it's happening that particular time, the electricity will be having so many problems. So what they will be calculating is normal month. For example, if you take a January month, there will be a normal sales, and suddenly if there is a disaster during February month, the sales of that batteries rises immediately. So that rise will be different compared to January. So the sales will increase during the month of February. So March, in case if people are planning to get new batteries, thinking that there is a problem which comes again, there will be a change, there will be a deviation in the average in the month of March. So whenever you are going with the sales, each and every month the ranges of sales will be different. So moving average plays a great role over there for this type of calculations. Now we can see the basic example how to calculate moving average in Excel. So here first step is we have given some values for calculating. So if you take row 1, it's having period, and row 2 is having actual value. So in period you can see 0 to 11 till mth column, and the values are till mth column, that is 950. So if you create the basic chart for the entire data, this will be the output of basic chart, which is a normal sharp peaks will be there. In order to go with moving average, now we have to perform moving average concept from data analysis toolkit. For that purpose, you have to select data tab as per Excel sheet, and at the top right you can see data analysis tab. If you click data analysis tab, new window will open with all the data analysis tools. From that you have to select moving average and click OK. While clicking OK, new window will open asking for the input range, intervals, and output range. So now you have to select the input range. That is, you can recall the first slide with that Excel sheet. In that Excel sheet, the value starts from second column till 11th column, and the second one, that is the interval and points values, that starts from the first and second row. So you have to select the rows, that is B2. column number B, row number 2, which is having the value. So interval in the sense it's having 11. So it will calculate the moving average for two sections, that is from 0 to 5. That is the interval which takes if you give value as 6, and from 6 to 11. So it will select that particular value based upon the interval which you have given, and the output range should be set so that if the output, if you want to see that Excel sheet, you have to give new output, that is the cell number which should be specified here will be used for showing the output. Once you set everything, you can click OK so that it will plot a new graph with the actual graph and the graph which you are using for moving average, that is interval, based on the interval which you have used. So we have given the interval value as 6. Here it will take from 0 to 5 as one set, and from 6 to 11 as another set. So if you give n number of sets based on the interval, it will create number of graphical representation based on the intervals which we are mentioning. So here we are giving only 6 as interval. So the moving average is the average of previous 5 data point and the current point. As the result, here you can see the peaks and values are smoothed. You can see these peaks and values are smoothed, and the graph shows an increase in trend. The Excel cannot calculate moving average for the first 5 points because there are not enough previous data. That's why it's not calculating for first 5 points here. Now you can use different number of intervals to get different smoothing curves so that you can have different curves based upon the intervals which you mentioned. If you give 2 as interval, you can see it will take the values from 0 and 1. If you give 4 as the interval, it will take the value from 0 to 3. In this pattern, it will calculate, and the larger the interval, the more the peaks and values are smoothed out. Smaller the intervals, the closer the moving average are to the actual data point. That's all about moving average.
The references for your modules are given here. You can go with this reference for more details. If you have any queries, please contact me through the contact details given on the screen. Thank you.